Hey everyone, John Henry here from School of Trade, and today we're going to be taking a look at a wave pattern long here on the Russell. Just got filled here. Let me get my stop in place, get my target, 50.1, and the final target, 51.7, just below there. So we're looking long here, filled long actually, 48.8 long, 4 contracts. Now the reason I'm really digging this trade right now is it's just setting up in terms of essentially a perfect wave pattern, other than the fact that we didn't come directly into the crosshair. We came a little bit later, but there's so many other compensating factors for this one that it almost doesn't even really matter. Looking from the beginning of the day here, they pushed up and they kind of had this little fake break high up here where they immediately shot straight back down. Now that by itself set up a 1-2-3 reversal pattern in the opposite direction that worked out relatively well, just for a quick magnet trade right down to the BMT. But since we tested the BMT and the low of day, immediately rejected straight back up again. And typically when you have an immediate rejection like that off of that level, you get that move higher. That's where we started looking for a possible fake break of the low side to give us an area of resistance above. And if we tag that area of resistance to the tick like we did, or go through it by 1 tick, and come back to a wave pattern that's typically a very strong setup to go continuing up to the upside for a nice little trade here. So that's why we're looking long. Now, along with that, if we zoom in here, you can see this little green line here. That's one of our new indicators that actually tells us that this is exactly to the tick symmetrical to previous moves that we've seen. So 1148, the fact that we're bouncing off of that to the tick gives us a lot of value to the upside. So just everything lining up all at the same place. Just these are the types of setups that you always kind of dream of and drool over, but they typically don't happen that often. So seeing it happen this morning, especially on a Monday, it seems like a good way to kind of start the week off. So just kind of looking to the upside right now and just seeing how the market wants to react here. So long here at 48.8, looking for the upside target at 50.1 first off. That will give us, off the bat, 13 ticks on the first 3 contracts, and looking for a final target up here at 51.7 for another 29. So overall, setting up for a pretty good trade. Just need to start seeing these get filled here. Let me clear off some of this stuff so it's not so cluttered up here. There we go. And now we'll just kind of wait. I thought we may have maybe have enough time here to get that first target fill. It looks like it's kind of pausing a little bit. So I'll be back in a little bit, and we'll see if they have what it takes to get that first target filled. Once we get that first target filled, we'll move our stop to break even, and we'll just look to trail the rest of the way up here to that second target. So we'll be back in a little bit. All right, coming back. Okay, perfect. So we got that first target filled. Let's show the trades on there so we can see what's going on. Now that we got that first target filled at 50.1, let's move the stop to break even. And now it's pretty much just a free ride. We locked in those 3 contracts at 13. So overall, so far, we're sitting up on 39 ticks, which is right where we like to be, 390 bucks on the trade so far. Now we're pushing up into that final target. If we can get that final target filled up here, then we'll be looking at another 29. So we'll be sitting in a really nice position at 68 ticks total. So just waiting for that little bit of a push higher here, getting quite a bit of aggressiveness from the sellers here. Let's see, we came up to 51.5. Our target's at 57. Let's see if they have what it takes, just a little bit more. All right, so since we're 1 tick away from our target, I'm actually going to move my stop up a little ways here. So last thing I want to have happen is to get stopped out of the target coming 1 tick away from it. So our stop now is at 50.8. If we do get stopped out, if it does drop back, we'll still lock in 20 ticks instead of 29. So we'll give back 9 to be a little bit safe, but still looking for a target here, 51.7. Just need a little bit more push from the buyers here. You can see they're getting kind of, fluctuating around a little bit here. We're coming into the high of day at 51.3. Well, it was the high of day. Now we've broken through it. But when you hit those high of days like that, that's typically where a lot of orders are going to be resting, especially on a smaller range day like today. Before we broke that high, our overall range was only 50 ticks. So, with that kind of movement, people are more assuming it's going to be sideways. They've got a lot more stops above the highs and lows, or entering at the highs and lows. So it's not really a big surprise to see us get kind of caught up here. That's why I'm moving my stop just a little bit more aggressively, just to be safe. So again, looking at 51.7 as the final target here. Need 1 more push from the buyers, see if we can get it filled. Our stop is locked in at 50.8 just to be safe though. So we'll be back in a little bit, hopefully, and we'll hopefully get that target filled. So we'll be back in just hopefully a couple seconds. All right, there we go. Got that final target filled. Wonderful. You can see there was a lot of hesitation there, and that's why you just wanted to be a little bit careful. Went one tick through our target there, 51.8, and that's why we front run that level by, by 1 tick, 2 ticks, 3 ticks or so. If we would have front ran it by 3, it would have been filled a lot easier. You can see we kind of had to wait for this one and risk losing out on 9 ticks, but that's just kind of the scenario sometimes. So got our final target there filled at 51.8, total 68 ticks on the trade, $680. Just a picture perfect pattern. So that's going to be the trade for today. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email to School of Trade. Don't forget to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com, and as always, we'll catch you next time.